All right, talking about our side plank, working on our core strength, especially from some endurance standpoints. So you may, if you've heard my videos before, you've probably heard me talk about the importance of the side plank. Why we test that side plank is to help prevent or resolve any kind of chronic low back pain, low back issues, to keep that core nice and strong. The side plank kind of checks in with your obliques, which if you can imagine your spinal column stacked upon each other, your obliques are the muscles that come in from the side that help with the integrity of the spine. So when we're doing kettlebell swings, when we're doing touch and go deadlifts, when we're doing cleans, when we're squatting up and down with the bar, all the different movements that we're engaging our spine, even when we're doing pull-ups and dips, we're always engaging our midline to support that spine. So they have found, the name just jumped out of my head, but nonetheless, there was Stu McGill out of Canada. He did a lot of testing with individuals that have had history of back pain, and he started testing their side plank strength. And they found a correlation that individuals that built up the capacity to hold 90 seconds or longer in the side plank had a far greater, and I don't have the exact numbers on you, it's been years since I read this study, but they have a far greater far greater confidence in their body, far less experience of low back pain complications. So low back pain can be one of the most common things that we experience, not just in the CrossFit populations, but just in American populations as a whole, and probably Canada as well. Any populations that have a lot of time that we spend seated, whether we're working at our desk, driving in the car, these seated postures tend to be really hard on our low back because they impact our hip flexors, and as a whole, oftentimes our midline tends to be weak. So let's talk about the numbers. We actually did see a decline in our side plank numbers as far as 90 seconds or greater is what we consider yes, that's a pass. If you're less than 90 seconds, we didn't give any variance on this test because it's pretty straightforward. Can you hold for 90 seconds or not yet? We had 76 post results this summer, 75 at the end of last year, so pretty similar population size. Of that, we had 65% of you, or 49 at the end of last year, that were 90 seconds or greater. This year it was 46% or 35. So we dropped almost 20% within those numbers. One thing I want to recognize, it doesn't necessarily mean that we got weaker in our midline strength because we did test it differently. We can't compare apples and oranges. How did we change up the testing? Typically, previous baseline check-ins, we've done the side plank at the beginning of sessions. This time, I changed it up with the programming. I got the feedback that we had kind of a challenge of being able to do all the testing for the bench press and the accessory movements, and then still having time for some conditioning pieces to check in at the end. So this time, if you remember, we did the bench press work with the side plank as our completion to that. So with that in mind, especially with all the accessory work that we did for the scapular strength check-in, that could have definitely impacted your endurance on holding through that shoulder. So you might have experienced that you got tired in your shoulder and gave out through your shoulder before maybe even got weak in your midline strength. So even though we're comparing apples to oranges, we want to see that those numbers increase. And ideally, I would like for individuals to still be able to hit those numbers even after some experiences of fatigue. So we are going to see a little bit more incorporation of some side planks in the main portion of our class training. And then you'll also see it as options for your cash out exercises. And obviously, planks are a really simple thing that you can be doing at home. So if you're missing the days that we're working side planks, again, take personal responsibility. Maybe involve some of your family members. If you're watching a television show or you're watching something on YouTube, it's a great time to get down, do some stretching. Also, do some core work, whether it's some glute bridges, if you need to work your posterior strength, and or the side plank, the front plank, these different exercises that you can do at home and really help yourself to have that long-term success in the gym and just overall in life so that you can move through your life feeling confident in your body, feeling strong, and feeling nice and vital. So you can go out there, take your fitness outside the gym, play with your kids, go climb a mountain, run a Spartan race, whatever it is that speaks to you and inspires you to stay healthy and ideally enjoy life. All right, everybody, thank you so much for your participation. Again, we don't know exactly when we're going to do baselines again, but you won't see any more major multiple week baselines this year. We'll probably just do some little standalone check-ins as we move throughout the year. All right, take care now. Talk to you next time.